responsible for the physical preparation of the lads, and that's kind of everything around their physical conditioning, the way they eat, the way they recover, the way they sleep, everything you can think of kind of basically without a ball. So on a day-to-day basis, you're talking about warm-ups, you're talking about running sessions, all the gym work, and liaising basically with the coaches and the medical staff to try and give everyone the best preparation going into peaking every Saturday, and especially this season, peaking every Saturday and Tuesday by the looks of things. So normally get in around 8 o'clock, try and sit down with the coaches first off to just refine the plan. Normally before we leave the training ground on say a Monday, we've planned Tuesday morning. So what we'll do is normally see if anything's happened overnight with regards to injury, stiffness, illness, anything like that, that affects the plan or changes it, or if anything's come up in the data that we've downloaded from the day before that says we need to make any special arrangements for the group or individuals. So we go over that, make any adjustments we need to the training programme, just have a general kind of discussion about where everyone is in their preparation. And then I'll get on with kind of the day-to-day tasks. So we go over, we get the lads to fill in a questionnaire every day about where they're stiff, where they're sore, how they slept. If that triggers anything, then we go away and have those kind of conversations. It's kind of a red flag system for us. It just tells us where to focus our eye in the mornings. So instead of looking at 25 players every morning or whatever it is, we know, right, I need to speak to those 3 before we go out on the grass. So start to look at data like that, go out, set up the warm-up, make sure all the players have got everything they need for training, and generally just prepare really. Yeah, it's quite a hectic morning. We also, normally the first training session after a game, we do a urine test just to see how the lads are hydrated, because that has a big influence on the quality of their training and their likelihood of injury. So we look at that. And yeah, a lot of my morning for me is about getting around the lads and seeing where they all are. Seeing, as I say, we do have these systems in place to allow us to kind of go to the ones that we feel need it, but I think it's also good practice to kind of go to players and speak to them, develop relationships, and make sure kind of they know we're here to listen to them, to be a soundboard for them, and also then affect their training off the back of how they're feeling and what sort of place they're in. Might tell mate, be careful. Yep, drop in, pop out, 5 reps. Open up, drop in, 3 each side. Make sure they get the good side, yeah? Good, little stick there, hold, yeah? Anywhere backwards or sideways, little touch. 2 back. Nice stable front leg, and again, out the other side. Just do your 5, we're going 3 each side, open your hips out, drop in. Yeah, turn with it. Give me 2 groups of 5 and a group of 6 on the I'd get over, yeah? What's up, mate? If you're real quick, yeah. I've got that tape if you can do something with that. Do you want me to get him to come out to you? Beachy, you got me on this, pal. I don't think the gaffer's made any bones about it. I think he's told everyone like we want to press, we want to be front foot, and that's a bit different to how we were last year. Last year we were 3-5-2, 5-3-2, however you want, or 5-3-1-1, 5-4-1. We were a variety of things. We changed the midfield a bit, but yeah, it changes the outputs from the games in terms of their GPS numbers. It changes how we need to train to prepare for that, especially the wide men. It's a big ask on them. Also the midfield 3 have got a lot of pitch to cover in terms of width because we're a bit narrower. So yeah, it does affect it, and I think the way the coaches have set up training, you could probably look at the training session all week and go, right, that's a team that wants to go and get the ball back. So yeah, I think yes, it does have a big effect how the manager wants to play on a Saturday on how we train, and we need to reflect that and take that into account when we are planning sessions. To the right of the hurdles then, boys. Loop out to the right, jog back in. Sorry, Scott, you didn't see that. You can jump in any one of them then, you're the 6.
Good, skip with a twist, cross your front. Nice, get your knee above your hip. Good, we go straight leg, skip to the middle, up and off your toe. When you get to the middle, little flick out, it's nice and easy. Good, and we'll karaoke all the way to the top on that right shoulder, yeah? Don't turn in the middle. Let's go. Quality lads, well done. When you get back in, we'll work the other side. Yep, left shoulder, some bright feet, reach for your back leg. Nice push, cross your body, nice and low. Tuck that shoulder in, yeah? Get that sling going. Cross your body. Lunge, straight in the front leg, walk out. Take your time on your reps. Scotty G, Brad, JD, Barney on the back. And then over here, Barney, Heath, Bells and Udo. Rep, round the blue, back round the mannequin. Round the red, back round the mannequin. The exchange has to happen behind. Yeah, the bib has to pass from this side to the other. Okay. Sharp, let's go. Round, get round. Good, get out to the red. Where are you going, Donald Love? I remember my first relay. Through the turns. Come on, Jace, you can get him here. Come on, Jace. Good, nice and bright. Good, P, love that, you. Little transfer, no. Go. Get out around, good. Yellow. Solid boys, change it over, let's go.
The lads wear GPS systems on their back. They've got a little pod in between their shoulder blades on the back, normally one in a vest. We use them all the training week, and they also wear them under their shirts in the games. And that pod just feeds back to us. It collects it and stores the information, but it also transfers the information live to an iPad, which sometimes you'll see me on the side of the pitch with. And yeah, we get total distance, so how far the player's around. We can then break that distance down into speed categories, so I can see how far a player has sprinted, how far a player's high speed ran, and so on and so forth down the kind of intensity. We can see how many times they accelerate, decelerate. We can see a whole plethora of kind of metrics. As much as collecting that is about analysing it and also finding the kind of key bits of information within the noise, because the amount of data points we actually get from them is huge. So yeah, we track that every training session, as I say, every game we use it. So in the footage, you'll see that we did a max speed exposure on the day that you guys came in and filmed us on the grass. And that's basically, it's a hamstring prehab kind of intervention.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you're on, to be fair, you can just move down. So on the front row, Fossey, Donald, Barney, Udo, Brad, and Jason, JD, and then Norbs behind JD, Vels behind Jason, Scotty G behind P, Leon behind Scotty High in here, and Ethan on the end. Yeah, we've got it. Do 3 reps. You will only do 2 if you need a third, right? If you do the first and second one well, you don't need to do the third run. Accelerate into the blues. Blue to blue. We're going for 85% on the first rep. If you're comfortable to go there, you decelerate and stop on the yellow line into there, and you walk out, okay? Let's go, up we go. Whatever you're comfortable with, Leon, yeah? Donald, 75, JD, 85, Cummins, 86, Norbs, 90, Ethan, 87, Udo, 88, P, 92, Brad, 88, Bells, 98, Marlon, 88, Roan, 91, Scotty G, 94, Barney, 90, Scotty High, 88, Sean Worley, 92. Set yourselves back up exactly as you were. So basically on the iPad, what we've got is we can look at a number of variables of how the lads are performing in the training session. So in the top right here, I've set everyone's profile in the software to show their kind of max speed from a game. And it just tells us, I can find out the raw number in terms of how many meters per second they're covering, or I can tell it to tell me it as a percentage of their max speed. So on a Tuesday, when we've got a clear week building up until the Saturday, for injury prevention purposes, we like the lads to get above 90% and have that kind of single exposure in the training week, and then hopefully they hit it again on the Saturday. If they don't hit it again on the Saturday and they're a sub, they'll do a similar sort of jump.
So it's something we want the lads to do every week, really, where they get to within 90% of their max speed every week. So it's quite easy for the ones that are playing regularly. They don't always get there. You know, a central midfielder can actually get through a game, most games without hitting 90% max speed, because their areas to open up in are a bit tighter. The wide men normally get there, but it's just kind of making sure that every player has achieved that, so that we know that they've been there, and then when they do have to go there, it's not something where they've gone 10, 14, 21 days without having touched upon. So that's all individualised. We regularly update and measure their max speeds, and we also, when we bring a player in, for example, so let's pick Jan, because he's last in the door. I got feedback through from Brentford about, right, this is his max speed, so we put that straight into the computer, and then we know we're giving Jan the best chance of being fit by collecting that data from Brentford. Or someone like, I don't know, Josh Vella, who's now been here since January, we're constantly updating his to make sure we're stretching him, but also giving him the best chance to be fit.
3, everything's pretty much 3. So this is the core one, right? Scotty, let me show you. So you sit up in a sit-up finish position, up. You're going to catch this above your head, so arms up, above your head. I'm just demoing this to Scotty. I'm going to throw it in, you're going to catch it, and hold, and hold, and hold, and I'm going to push you down, okay? As you come back up, throw it to me. Arms up, yeah, and then it's going to go in there, all right? And then back up, yeah? Got it? Yeah, man. No, she's a 6, okay? Barney, he needs to shorten the length on that string, yeah? Right, we need to shorten this up every time we do a set. Got to change the length of it for the height of the person. The peg here, yeah? Come on, it's only got 2 things that are just on it. One's the wheel, the other one's the peg. Bend your knees. No hands on your knees. I've seen you cheating already. Move your hands. 8 reps, okay? Slow down on the way down, yeah? And come back, yeah, slow, and then back up. Good. Come in. Get back on your station, you're on hamstrings now.
I suppose my main contact with that is Dave, who's excellent in the kitchen. We speak daily pretty much about where the lads are at, who's on what type of diet, who needs more calories, who needs less calories. So he's my kind of go-to guy for being someone to lean on with that, and he's excellent, he's been top draw. In terms of what I actually produce them dietary-wise, I'm the only one in the department here, so it's kind of limited because I'm spread across quite a few different areas of sports science, but we give them a variety of supplements, especially around match day. So match day, they'll have protein shakes after games, they'll have Cherry Active, which is a product that's meant to reduce inflammation after heavy training or matches. They've got carbs in their individualised water bottles and things like that. So yeah, diet is something we touch upon, but it's something that the lads have a big responsibility on, and we have to educate them and kind of teach them, because we only have them here for 2 meals of the day, so a lot of it is what they do away from here as well. So there's an education element to it, and then there's also what we provide to them around the training facility and around matches and supplements and things like that. So I normally get there probably about an hour and a half, a couple of hours before the lads, just to set up, and first point of call is just make sure that the area is set up as we want it set up. So go through the process of putting the GPS vests out, preparing any supplements like the hydration drinks and things like that, putting up an ice bath. It's all just kind of staying busy and getting everything boxed off that we need for the game at that point in the preparation. Lads tend to start filtering in about 90 minutes before kick-off, and we'll have a meeting pretty much straight away, so just make sure everyone's there. And then, various meetings with the coaching staff about what time we're going to go out, what time they want, because a lot of the time they do, most of the time they do, we have a meeting an hour and a half before, then we have a meeting just before we go out, and then there's their last little bits of prep when we come back in from the warm-up. So just refining everything there, making sure it's slick, making sure it flows well, making sure everyone's got the various times that they need. Go out, warm the lads up, and then prepare the GPS, make sure that's all ready. I tend to be the one that ushers them off the field, because some of them do tend to stay out there a bit long and drag it out, but they need to get back in, get prepared, get the manager's messages. And then when we bring them back out, it's a case of make sure they've got re-warmed, and then after that, sit back and hopefully sit back and watch a win, because the work's pretty much done by that point. There's not much we can affect. It's just making sure when there's a break in play, we get fluids onto the pitch and so on and so forth. This season, more than we have done in the past, we're doing kind of little blocks of gym work after the games, which some people probably think, wow, that's a bit mad. The lads have just had the highest load of the week and they're doing 11, 12k in a game, and then they've got to do some gym. But with the uniqueness of this season and the challenges that's going to present in terms of keeping people fit, we just tend to do like a little block, like the minimum the lads need to do to maintain their strength without putting them at any more risk of injury or fatigue. We're bolting that onto the end of games as well this season. And then recovery protocols start, the lads jump in the ice bath and so on and so forth, get their fluids back on, and we try and get them prepared for the next game. We've also, going back to the nutrition one, we've got little stackers, these little compartments that the lads take home now because we don't see them the day after. They tend to have the day off. So I give them like a little care package and go, right, bring that back in. If it's on a Tuesday game, bring that back in on Thursday. I want it empty. You've got to have had this on Tuesday night, this on Wednesday night, and these little hydration tablets throughout the day. So we try and tick as many boxes as we can with the kind of staffing and facilities that we have, and yeah, hopefully the lads feel the benefit of it and think we're doing a pretty good job of it. The hardest part of my job is trying to keep 25 people that are individuals and like to work in specific ways and complete their positions in their own specific ways. So no two, like the two right backs aren't normally doing the job in the same way, or your central midfielders, you can have very big differences between a Brad Walker and a Josh Vella, or even like a Dan Udo and a Leon. Yes, they play the same position, but there's different physical attributes that they use to be successful at it. So I think the hardest part is probably making sure that everyone has what they need throughout the training week, and it's individualised enough while delivering a group programme. I think that's probably the most difficult thing. COVID has provided quite a few headaches around that. There's been quite a lot of intricacies around this season in particular. Obviously, not seeing the lads between March and I think it was August in the end that we came back. Not seeing the lads then, programming them remotely, not being able to then run the pre-season we normally would. Also taking into account that they haven't trained as footballers for months and months, bringing them back, getting them competitive and up to speed without injuring them. It's presented a lot of challenges. So yeah, there's a number of things, but I'd say, take COVID out of it. On a day-to-day basis, the hardest part is how am I going to get all 25 players the individual stuff they need within a group set. It's very difficult. The most rewarding part, when the team are just flying and look successful, they look fit and they're on top of everything. Specifically, a real rewarding part for me is when we get a player back and from injury and he looks at it. He looks like he's never been away, and you're not putting that player in and the gaffer's coming in afterwards and going, oh, he was 10% off, we shouldn't have put him in, he wasn't ready or anything like that. I think that's something we've done quite well, is that when the players have come back in, they have been ready to go. We've had quite a few players come back in for their first game on the back of injuries and be able to go to 90 minutes. And yeah, that's quite a rewarding part. But yeah, seeing players develop, seeing performances come from a base of they look fit, I don't really feel like we get, I'll touch wood, I don't really feel like we get outworked too often. So it's quite nice when you're coming back in and you're thinking, yeah, we're competitive, we're always in games, and we look ready to go.